Welcome to this comprehensive presentation on the International Labour Organization, commonly known as the ILO. Established in 1919, the ILO has been at the forefront of promoting social justice and internationally recognized human and labor rights. This presentation will take you through the ILO's history, structure, core functions, major achievements, challenges, global initiatives, and future outlook. The International Labour Organization was established in 1919, amidst the aftermath of World War I, with its headquarters in Geneva, Switzerland. The ILO's mission is to promote social justice and uphold internationally recognized human and labor rights. This mission is rooted in the belief that universal and lasting peace can only be established if it is based upon social justice. The ILO was formed as part of the Treaty of Versailles, which ended World War I. Its creation was driven by the need to address the social consequences of the war and to prevent future conflicts. The ILO's initial goals were to improve labor conditions, promote fair wages, and establish a platform for international dialogue on labor issues. Over the years, the ILO has evolved to address emerging challenges in the global labor market. The ILO operates under a unique tripartite system that includes representatives from governments, employers, and workers. This structure ensures that the interests of all stakeholders are considered in decision-making processes. The organization is led by a Director General and governed by the International Labour Conference and the governing body, which set the strategic direction and policies of the ILO. The International Labour Conference, held annually, is the ILO's supreme decision-making body, where representatives of member states convene to set policies, adopt conventions, and discuss labor issues. The governing body, acting as the Executive Council, oversees the implementation of decisions made by the conference. The Office of the Director General manages the day-to-day administration and coordination of the ILO's activities. The ILO's core functions include setting international labor standards through conventions and recommendations, which member states can adopt into their national legislation. The organization also provides technical assistance to help countries implement these standards and improve their labor practices. Additionally, the ILO conducts extensive research and analysis on global labor trends, contributing valuable insights to policy making and advocacy efforts. International labor standards are established through conventions and recommendations. Conventions are legally binding agreements that member states are encouraged to ratify and incorporate into their national laws. Recommendations, on the other hand, provide non-binding guidelines that offer detailed advice on how to implement the principles laid out in conventions. The ratification process involves a formal commitment by member states to uphold and enforce the standards set by the ILO. Some of the major conventions established by the ILO include Convention No. 87 on freedom of association and protection of the right to organize, which guarantees workers the right to form and join trade unions. Convention No. 98 on the right to organize and collective bargaining protects workers from anti-union discrimination and ensures their right to negotiate collectively. Convention No. 182 focuses on the elimination of the worst forms of child labor, aiming to protect children from hazardous work and exploitation. The ILO provides technical assistance and capacity-building programs to help countries improve their labor standards and practices. These programs include training and workshops for government officials, employers, and workers to enhance their understanding of labor issues and equip them with the skills needed to implement effective labor policies. The ILO also offers advisory services to support the development and implementation of national labor laws and regulations. The ILO conducts extensive research and analysis on a wide range of labor issues. The Global Wage Report provides insights into wage trends and policies around the world, while the World Employment and Social Outlook examines global employment trends and challenges. The ILO also publishes studies on specific labor issues, such as gender equality, migration, and the impact of technological advancements on the workforce. These publications serve as valuable resources for policymakers, researchers, and advocates. The Decent Work Agenda is a central framework guiding the ILO's efforts to promote social justice and sustainable development. It is built on 4 pillars: employment, social protection, rights at work, and social dialogue. The agenda aims to create quality jobs, ensure fair wages and safe working conditions, extend social protection to all workers, and promote effective social dialogue between governments, employers, and workers. By advancing these pillars, the ILO seeks to achieve inclusive and sustainable economic growth. Understanding global employment trends is crucial for addressing labor market challenges. Current statistics indicate varying unemployment and underemployment rates across different regions, influenced by factors such as economic crises, technological changes, and demographic shifts. The ILO monitors these trends closely, providing data and analysis that help policymakers design effective employment policies and programs. The goal is to create more job opportunities and reduce unemployment, especially in regions facing economic difficulties. Social protection systems play a vital role in safeguarding workers' livelihoods and well-being. These systems include programs such as unemployment insurance, health care, pensions, and maternity benefits. Social protection provides a safety net for individuals and families, helping them cope with economic shocks and vulnerabilities. However, there are significant coverage gaps worldwide, with many workers in informal and precarious employment lacking access to these benefits. The ILO advocates for the extension of social protection to all workers, aiming for universal coverage. The ILO upholds fundamental principles and rights at work, emphasizing the elimination of forced labor, child labor, and discrimination in employment. Ensuring equality and non-discrimination is central to the ILO's mission, promoting fair treatment and opportunities for all workers, regardless of gender, race, or other characteristics. The ILO's conventions and recommendations set the standards for these rights, providing a framework for member states to implement and enforce fair labor practices. Social dialogue and tripartism are essential components of the ILO's approach to promoting decent work. Social dialogue involves negotiation, consultation, and information exchange between governments, employers, and workers on labor issues. Effective social dialogue mechanisms, such as collective bargaining and labor management committees, help resolve conflicts, improve labor relations, and enhance workplace productivity. Examples of successful social dialogue include national labor agreements and tripartite consultations that have led to significant improvements in labor conditions. Promoting gender equality in the workplace is a key focus of the ILO. Despite progress, significant gender pay gaps and underrepresentation of women in leadership roles persist in many industries. The ILO advocates for policies and practices that promote gender equality, such as equal pay for equal work, parental leave, and initiatives to support women's career advancement. Addressing gender disparities not only enhances fairness but also contributes to economic growth. and social cohesion. Child labor remains a critical issue, with millions of children worldwide engaged in work that deprives them of their childhood, education, and health. The ILO focuses on eliminating the worst forms of child labor, including hazardous work, slavery, and exploitation. Strategies to combat child labor include enforcing laws and regulations, promoting access to quality education, and supporting families with social protection measures. The ILO collaborates with governments, employers, and civil society organizations to implement comprehensive programs aimed at eradicating child labor and protecting children's rights. Forced labor, which includes any work or service that people are forced to do against their will under threat of punishment, is a severe violation of human rights. It manifests in various forms, such as debt bondage, human trafficking, and slavery-like practices. Globally, millions of individuals are affected by forced labor, resulting in immense personal suffering and significant economic losses. The ILO works tirelessly to combat forced labor through awareness campaigns, legal frameworks, and partnerships with governments and organizations to enforce anti-slavery laws and provide support to victims. Migrant workers often face numerous challenges, including exploitation, discrimination, and lack of legal protection. The ILO is dedicated to protecting the rights of migrant workers through international conventions and advocacy. Conventions such as the Migrant Workers Convention and the Domestic Workers Convention set standards for fair treatment and protection of migrant workers. The ILO also supports initiatives to enhance the integration of migrant workers into host communities and improve their access to decent work conditions and social protection. The informal economy, characterized by unregulated and non-standard employment, poses significant challenges to workers' rights and social protection. Workers in the informal economy often lack access to benefits such as health insurance, pensions, and legal protections. The ILO advocates for strategies to transition workers from informal to formal employment, which include creating supportive policies, enhancing skills and education, and improving access to social protection. Formalizing the informal economy is crucial for ensuring fair labor standards and economic stability. Occupational safety and health (OSH) standards are vital for protecting workers from workplace hazards and ensuring safe working conditions. Common hazards include physical, chemical, biological, and ergonomic risks that can lead to accidents, injuries, and illnesses. The ILO plays a pivotal role in promoting OSH by setting international standards, providing technical assistance, and supporting national policies and programs through initiatives like the Safe Work Program. The ILO aims to create safer and healthier workplaces globally. Understanding global employment trends is essential for addressing labor market challenges. Current statistics reveal varying unemployment and underemployment rates across regions, influenced by factors such as economic crises, technological advancements, and demographic shifts. The ILO monitors these trends closely, providing data and analysis to help policymakers design effective employment policies and programs. By addressing these trends, the ILO aims to create more job opportunities and reduce unemployment, especially in areas facing economic difficulties. The future of work is being shaped by rapid technological advancements, including automation and artificial intelligence, AI. While these changes create new opportunities, they also pose challenges such as job displacement and the need for new skills. The ILO emphasizes the importance of skills development and lifelong learning to prepare workers for emerging job sectors. By investing in education and training, countries can ensure their workforce remains adaptable and capable of thriving in the evolving labor market. The COVID-19 pandemic has had profound effects on employment and labor markets worldwide, causing widespread job losses and economic disruptions. The ILO responded to the crisis by providing guidance, support, and resources to help countries navigate the challenges. The organization emphasizes the importance of protecting workers, supporting businesses, and implementing long-term recovery strategies that promote sustainable and inclusive growth. The pandemic has highlighted the need for resilient labor markets and robust social protection systems. Youth employment remains a critical issue, with many young people facing high unemployment rates and precarious job conditions. The ILO implements programs to promote youth employment, focusing on skills development, entrepreneurship, and inclusive labor market policies. Success stories and best practices from various countries demonstrate the effectiveness of targeted initiatives, such as apprenticeships, vocational training, and support for young entrepreneurs. By investing in youth employment, we can harness the potential of young people and drive economic growth. Decent work is a fundamental principle that encompasses fair wages, safe working conditions, social protection, and respect for workers' rights. The ILO works to ensure that all workers, regardless of their background or employment status, have access to decent work. Global initiatives, such as the Decent Work Agenda and the Sustainable Development Goals, emphasize the importance of creating inclusive and equitable labor markets. By promoting decent work, we can achieve social justice and economic prosperity for all. Partnerships and collaborations are crucial to the ILO's efforts to promote social justice and decent work. The ILO works closely with other United Nations agencies, international organizations, and regional bodies to address global labor issues. Additionally, partnerships with governments, employers, and workers' organizations are essential for implementing effective labor policies and programs. Joint initiatives and programs, such as the Global Deal for Decent Work and Inclusive Growth, highlight the power of collaboration in achieving common goals. The ILO's work is closely aligned with the Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs), particularly 8 Sudanese pounds, which focuses on promoting sustained, inclusive, and sustainable economic growth, full and productive employment, and decent work for all. The ILO contributes to sustainable development by advocating for fair labor practices, supporting inclusive growth, and promoting environmental sustainability. Future priorities and initiatives will continue to focus on achieving these goals, ensuring that social justice and economic development go hand in hand. Over the years, the ILO has achieved significant milestones in promoting labor rights and improving working conditions worldwide. Landmark conventions and recommendations have set global standards for fair labor practices. Success stories from member states demonstrate the positive impact of ILO's initiatives on workers' lives and livelihoods. The ILO's efforts have contributed to enhancing global labor standards, promoting social justice, and fostering inclusive and sustainable economic growth. In conclusion, the International Labour Organization remains steadfast in its commitment to promoting social justice and decent work for all. As the world faces new challenges, such as technological advancements, economic crises, and global health pandemics, the ILO continues to adapt and respond effectively. The organization's vision for the future is a world where every worker enjoys fair treatment, safe working conditions, and access to social protection. By working together with member states, partners, and stakeholders, the ILO strives to achieve a better, more equitable world of work for all.